Wisdom. It's an incredibly valuable asset. Some would say more precious than gold. It's attractive, appealing, admirable. Conversely, a lack of wisdom is the basis of immaturity, blind spots, and bad decisions. Wisdom. It can be gained over time, but it can't be rushed. But wisdom can be shared. That's precisely what we are here to do right now. Today, we are here to hack wisdom, to distill it, to understand it, and to process it. Why? To get better at life. Welcome to The Main Thing. This is your new 9-minute podcast. I'm your host, Skip Linneberg, and I've set out to interview the wisest people I know. We'll see what we can learn from each one when they're faced with an incredibly difficult, soul-piercing question. Welcome to the Main Thing Podcast. I'm your host, Skip Linneberg, coming to you again from Parkwood Studios. A hearty welcome back to all our subscribers. It's great to see you back again. And here's an extra special warm welcome to my newest patron, Mike. Thank you so much, Mike. We have a new Instagram channel. Are you following us there? Look for us at The Main Thing Pod. That's the @ and pod short for podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Our special guest today has the demeanor of a Clark Kent, but I suspect he will drop some Superman-like wisdom. Jay Williams is a financial strategist and advisor with McKinley Carter Wealth Services. No, this won't be some boring money talk, don't worry. Jay's a certified financial planner, a certified investment analyst, and an accredited investment fiduciary. Jay works with clients across the U.S. to help them take next steps in understanding their money and achieving their financial goals. Jay Williams comes to us from Charleston, West Virginia, where he resides with his wife, Brianna, and his 2 young children. Hang on to your cape, because over the next 9 minutes, you'll discover why Jay Williams is one of the wisest people I know. Hey, Jay, welcome to the Main Thing Podcast.
Thanks, Skip. Glad to be here.
Yeah, great to have you on. This has been in the works for, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We've navigated through COVID, illnesses, date changes, etc. But here we are.
Yes.
Finally. Jay, I'm wearing my Friday shirt. Folks, if you look on our socials, you'll see a selfie that he and I just took a few minutes ago. Do you have a Friday shirt?
I do. I'm wearing it right now. It's my my white 401J polo.
Nice.
This is kind of as close as I normally get to the golf course in the summers. I'm usually working pretty hard on Fridays, but I get to go a little more casual than my normal collared shirt and jacket.
Nice. Well, you folks take a double look at that photo that we're putting out on social, because you'll see both our Friday shirts, and you'll see Jay's logo, his superhero persona there, 401J.
That's right. That's my moniker when I'm helping my my millennial friends plan for the pipe dream retirement.
Very cool. Very cool. In the intro, folks will have heard that I cast you in a little bit of a Superman role, but now we know your true superhero persona is not Superman, but 401J.
That's right.
Good to know.
Now, I'm just wearing this because my cape's at the cleaners.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I have to wonder, prepping for the show, getting background on you beyond what I know, you have a common name. Jay Williams.
That's right.
How many other Jay Williamses do you know? And do you ever get email intended for another Jay Williams?
I have not. And fun fact is that my government name is John.
Okay.
And so there are even more John Williamses.
I'll bet. Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't personally know any other Jay Williams or John Williams. I know that there is another John Williams here locally. Of course, there's Jason Williams, star basketball player from Rand.
Right.
And, Jay Williams, another basketball player,
ESPN,
played for Duke, ESPN analyst.
Commentator,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Of course, John Williams, the famous composer, Jurassic Park, E.T.
Yeah.
So there's,
But you're not getting their email.
No, I'm not getting their email. I think it would be hard for their email to end up to me. But I did create a Facebook group, I think when I was 18 or 19, just called My Name is Jay Williams. And I think we had about 1,300 people in that group at one point. So
wow, that's really creative. I love it.
The group accomplished next to nothing other than just to be a landing spot, and people get a small, 30-second chuckle out of it. And that's
Sure. Jay, let's tell folks how we know one another. Why don't you kick it off, and I'll chime in with with some color commentary and perspectives from this angle.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe the first time we met was after you gave a sermon at River Ridge, where I probably laughed harder than I had in a while. You told the story of how you attempted for months and months to clean your refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
And found out, much to your chagrin, that there was a plastic film still on the stainless steel refrigerator that you could just not buff out.
Right.
No matter how hard you tried.
The more we scrubbed and polished, the worse it got. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that story.
Yeah.
I'll shift the focus to the main reason folks tuned in, which is that pivotal question I ask each of my wise guests. Jay Williams, what's the main thing you've learned in your lifetime so far?
Yeah, I would say the main thing that I've come to learn in my lifetime is that building wealth and attaining financial freedom is less about how much money you have and accumulate and more about how healthy your relationship is with money.
Okay. So to summarize, have a healthy relationship with money.
Yeah, basically it doesn't matter what amount of money that you're making or saving. If you're bad with money and have bad money habits when you're making $50,000 a year, you will likely still have bad money habits and handle money poorly when you're making $150,000 a year, or name the number.
Okay.
And so
more money doesn't make that go away.
Right.
Jay, the wisdom you shared, I think is really important, and no prior guest has talked about it. It's very practical, very tangible. Why do you think people tend to shy away from or overlook this topic?
I think for a lot of folks, advancing their personal financial situation can seem daunting.
Okay.
It can seem like there is a lot of advice out there, and it's hard to tell what is good advice and what is bad advice. When it comes to investing, there are literal robots who can do a good job building, an investment portfolio.
Okay.
And so I'm well aware that that side of the industry has been commoditized. But what a robot cannot do is deeply understand not only someone's financial situation, but the biases and the psychological impacts and situations that can control someone's decision-making and behavior, or at least play a huge role in the decisions that they'll make around their money. And so what someone in my shoes does with our clients is be able to help them understand their biases and be able to work around them or change them, while also acknowledging that sometimes the math can say one thing, but it's very, very reasonable to make a decision based on how that money decision makes you feel.
Oh, wow.
And that can be as equally as important as what the math says.
Yeah. So it's an emotionally laden topic area.
Absolutely.
My mind goes to make a comparison to food. Nutrition and eating is equally emotional, and people will make logical, calculated decisions. And then, as we all do, we make some very emotional, off-the-cuff decisions.
Right. And very rarely does one bad decision in either of those spaces totally break you.
Yeah.
Or send you, from 100 to 0. But it's,
thank goodness,
it's many bad decisions over a long period of time that can really put a damper on the goals we're trying to reach.
For sure. So have a very healthy relationship with money.
Yeah. And I think understanding that, everything is a process. And so improving your relationship with money is much like either starting to eat healthier or starting a workout routine. Is understand and having a plan. Understanding that plans can change along the way and you can pivot and adjust, but laying out a start to finish and understanding where you want to go.
Jay, let's go back to the applications. What are some applications? What can a listener that's listening right now do tomorrow to start down the path toward having a healthy relationship with money? Give us one or two action steps.
Yeah, I think if someone feels like they don't currently have a great relationship with money, or they feel like they're burdened living paycheck to paycheck, I think the most important thing to do is just take an inventory.
Okay.
And to start to do that monthly. Have a personal monthly budget meeting. How much money do you have coming in? How much money do you have going out? How much of it is earmarked for specific things that you can't change?
Right.
And how much of it do you have to work with to change? And if you are doing that alongside a partner or a spouse or a roommate or someone else who's in that financial thick with you, then doing that together is really, really important.
Nice.
And at least doing a large kind of reevaluation, self-evaluation annually, and look back and say, okay, we spent more than we made this year, or we didn't save quite what we thought or what we'd hoped we'd save.
Yeah.
How do we make adjustments? Less than 40% of Americans have $1,000 or more saved up for some sort of emergency.
It's really sobering, isn't it?
It is. And 25% of Americans have nothing saved. Wow. They're literally zeroing out any sort of checking account or cash they have on hand every month. And so being able to do that, to take that step and do a self-inventory and understand where your money's going or what you need to do to increase cash flow, whatever it may be, I think is really, really important, because it's just a matter of reflection, self-evaluation, and helping yourself live in reality.
Yeah.
Being your own harshest critic. And so taking those steps, I think, is really, really important to separate those who will be able to have more freedom, because ultimately that's what money is, right?
Freedom.
Money is freedom and flexibility to do what you want when you want.
Yes.
And if you do what you need to do today, you can do what you want to do tomorrow.
Oh, that's a great way to end it, Jay. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Skip. Appreciate it, man.
Wow, 9 minutes is up. That goes by incredibly fast, doesn't it? Time flies when you're hacking wisdom. I hope you're left wanting more. Sync up with us again next time on The Main Thing for 9 more minutes of wisdom. Let's be honest, it's not easy to ask for help or talk about money. Hey, it's Skip here, and many listeners like you continue to ask me, what do you need to continue to develop and build this show? Well, for context, it takes our team about 15 hours of work to produce each one of these packages of wisdom that we deliver to you in podcast form. Really, what we need as we enter season 3 of this show is funding to cover our costs. So in response, I formed a site on the Patreon platform where you can elect to become a supporting patron of the Main Thing podcast. Now, there are 3 levels you might consider, ranging from $6 to $27 per month. It's all safe and secure, and you can explore the options at patreon.com/themainthingpodcast. Now, how will we use the funding? Funds provided by you and other patrons will be used to defray the costs of production, promotion, and our recurring technology expenses each month. In short, you will be helping to keep this pipeline of wisdom flowing. Thanks.